young ninjutsu gonna break your neck.
Vietnam vets that I actually do, when we come back, we're so fucked up we can't sleep in a house. We have to sleep in the garden. Yeah, we don't feel safe unless we're outside. Well, Grant Smillie, when he got back from OIF 1, he's staying at my house there in Anaheim, he slept on the hill. He was that fucked up. For 3 days, he slept up on the fucking hill, you know? And this is your student. It's heartbreaking what you have to deal with, but we deal with it. But back to the story. Larry Sensei, come tell the story about Dylan Porter and Grant. Now, Grant Sensei's high speed, Dylan Porter's high speed, they never knew each other. Go ahead.
So, well, they end up in a car. They're driving down by San Diego, and
Well, they're coming actually up to the dojo.
were they coming up there?
Yeah, Porter was.
But anyhow, long story short, they end up at a confrontation, and they're going at it with their cars, and they pull over. Both of them got trucks and so forth. They pull over, and Dylan gets out.
Fight on the freeway.
Yeah, they're going to go at it. Dylan gets out. He
And
gets
they don't
out.
know each other at the time.
They had no idea who the other one was.
Both trained by me.
Yeah, and so
Really?
so Dylan in the cool head, which he was noted for, but gets back in his car and leaves him standing there.
He waits till Grant Sensei gets out of his car and walk up to his car to get him out, and then he leaves.
The art of fighting without fighting. Bruce Lee.
Exactly.
Yeah, and so
And we didn't know that for probably 8 months. I happened to have them both at the dojo, and they were talking about this asshole, you know, on the freeway. It turns out it was them.
well, the other thing is, he says,
Wow.
do me a favor. Miley says, do me a favor. Go out and get in your truck. And he goes out and gets in his truck. He's got his ponytail back there and everything else. He's going, oh, get out of your truck. He says, I was going to get fucked up, wasn't I? He said, yeah, you were.
Yeah. So, let's talk, I'm going to wind this back here, but let's talk about you guys now, almost, are senseis. So, our black belt tests are legendary. Everybody wants to know what we do. Matter of fact, even Larry Sensei said last week or the week before, thank God I was doing this one. I said, why? Because you intimidate the hell out of us. You know? How's that? You always come up with this great stuff, you know, to do. So every black belt test has to be different, and it's a rite of passage. Really important, it's a rite of passage. Now you, Olaf Almost Sensei, will be able to say, oh, you guys, your black belt test was a piece of shit compared to what I did. Yeah, and so your ears must be burning. Now shut up and listen. So we just told how you met Porter on the freeway. So the black belt test, every one is different, and it's different for a reason. It's a rite of passage. Grant Sensei, you're in the middle of my lesson, so you get to hear this. And it's special. Now, Grant Sensei can say, oh, my black belt test was so hard, we did this and we did that and all this. Yeah, but mine was even this way. That's exactly what you want. Each one is individualized. Each one is different. Each one is themed, like this one is themed, about a lot of education, because Olaf Almost Sensei, you have not had the opportunity to be with us in our classes. Okay? So, instead of the 20-20-20 plan, where we're banging away at a lot of technology, a lot of high speed, and the two things are always connected, right? Fun and learning, right? We're going to take a big, deeper dive every hour on the hour into this technology, okay? That's for you. And the rite of passage. You know, Grant Sensei, would you mind sharing, Larry Sensei, would you mind sharing your black belt test when you were in the ice? Now, Grant Sensei is kind of like you in a way. There's nothing I'm going to do to you to break you, okay? I'm at the Army, well, the Marines, there's nothing going to happen. So here I was, and it's ice night, very important. And so I get Grant Sensei in the ice, and then as an engineer, well, I gotta make it colder. How do you make
Salt.
ice colder?
Salt.
Salt. So I got rock salt, and I put fucking rock salt in there. Now he's in the ice, and I don't want him comfortable because he's a tough guy, right? I put ball bearings in the
Well, then I
pot.
became comfortable with the rock salts, and then he put fucking fishing weights in there.
Yeah, ball bearings, right. I did all of that, and he had one of the hardest tests known to man. One of the questions in the ice is how many Russians died in World War II?
Russians died in
World War II. Anybody? Well,
Name them.
that was the second one. When he finally found out how many people died, I said, now name them. And there he stood in the ice. Now that's bragging rights. I mean, is that not bragging rights, Grant Sensei? I've not done that to anybody else ever before, okay?
I'm not gonna lie, I was good with the ice. I became okay when you put the rock salt in. But it was painful. But then when you put the fishing weights in there, and then I had to name them, you almost broke me.
Well,
I think we did 8 hours in the ice.
Yeah.
Something like that.
and then you had to spend the night at the dojo where the ghost came out.
Yep.
Hell yeah, and the geese. Don't forget the
Oh,
geese.
that wasn't during a test. Now, we had the geese story, which is a good story, by the way. So Grant's Insight and I were in there. I think we might have been drinking. I don't know how we did that, but we might have been drinking at the time. I don't know how that happens. But we're fighting. And we're fighting and doing knifing, and it's midnight on Thursday night, which is our night fighting night. I think it was Thursday or Tuesday, I don't remember which. Maybe it was one of the hell. I don't know.
Wednesdays.
At the big
And
dojo.
we had the doors open to the dojo, and all of a sudden, this is in Anaheim Hills, all of a sudden, go ahead, you sit back. A whole gaggle, I mean a gaggle of geese walked into the dojo
Oh my.
in the middle of the mat. And Grant Sensei and I are there sucking on beers and telling lies and all that kind of good stuff. And how the fuck are we going to get these? First off, where did the geese come from? But more importantly, how do we get them off our mat? Because there is a real truism when it's as loose as a goose. They're shitting everywhere. We got to get them out of here.
And they
So Grant Sensei goes,
through the northeast door.
yeah, Grant Sensei goes, oh, I got this, Sensei, this is no problem. You know what he did? He went and got 2 hombos out on either arm and herded the fucking geese out of the dojo. In the middle of Anaheim Hills. I mean, how often does that happen, right?
Oh, man.
Yes, indeedy. And then he's also very famous for fighting with Claudia, Sensei.
Oh, Lord.
Oh, Mr. Grant! Oh, Mr. Grant, I'm going to kick you in the balls,
I don't know
Mr.
if that was
Grant!
sex or sparring. I don't know, or both.
Yeah, well, you had a lot of that too. So anyway, I was telling them about when you came back from OIF and you slept for 3 nights
You're
up on.
breaking up.
Oh well, I was.
Weak and unreadable.
Well, hey, that can be good. That's my phone. Yeah, I'm here. I can call you on Skype. That might be better. 3316.
You're a beat.
Yeah. Well, you're up. I just hung up on your ass. So there. Fuck you. We'll call him on Skype.
So that's what you always say when you hang up on me. Fuck you. All right, now I know.
But I do it after I hang up.
Please don't issue any shotgun.
I don't give a
So you and I
fuck.
got him up and down.
I don't give a shit.
I don't give a shit.
Where's Larry at? I don't give a shit.
You see.
Where's Larry at?
I don't give a shit was for one of your ex-wives, right?
Well, both of those. I don't give a shit.
don't
Where's
give a shit.
where's Larry at? That's
That's same,
Sean.
I'll talk.
All right, Larry, since when did you call him? Maybe you're supposed to do better. All right, so when we get him back, we'll go back in the memory lane here, but no, just go ahead and put it on speaker and we'll talk with him. You know, what you're hearing is every one of these guys
Master
has
Smiley.
something different to brag.
How are you?
There's not much
Okay,
there.
I'm gonna put you out here so everybody can hear you. So don't say fuck.
Yeah, God knows, we don't want that. You there?
I'm here.
Oh.
Loud and clear.
Okay. Larry Sensei was singing a song, "Don't Shoot the Indian on the Moped." All right, now, don't shoot the Indian on the moped.
Oh, don't smash her off with your freaking blowgun. My God.
Yeah, well, that's another thing. But
There will be some bodies.
and every one of us has, and you'll have it too, because it's already started with you. Okay, it's already started. That these tests are so different and so unique, and if you tell anybody about them, they will not believe anything you say. So, the topic we're actually talking about is black belt tests. So, in this 2008 black belt test we're going to watch, part of anyway, I shot at my own students. I shot at them with live rounds. I shot at my own students.
Yes.
No, nobody fucking does that.
One of the best
Inshallah.
tests ever.
No one. We do.
What's the hotline? Remember?
And why? Well, their night ops were in a very dangerous situation. We're only 4 miles off the border of Mexico. Dead people out there, traffickers all the time. But these guys had never been shot at in anger. The first time I was shot at, I didn't know what it was. It went through the trees, the big leaves. It go tick 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 tick. The fuck is that? Tick 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 tick. What the fuck is that? Well, fuck, somebody's shooting at me, right? Well, okay, you're sensei. You're going to put your people out at night in a very bad area. Have you taught them everything they need to know to survive that? The answer was no in my case. So the first thing out of the starting blocks, they had a felony stop, yanked out of the car, on the ground by masked armed people, and then this idiot shows up in Arab garb, screaming Arabic at them. Allah, you know, inshallah. And he goes right to Barney Sensei, which, by the way, you know, Grant Sensei, you'll be very proud to know, we've had a black belt test underway for about 3 hours now, okay?
Good deal.
Yeah, where's our fucking t-shirts? Again, one more time, we don't have our fucking t-shirts on. But the same thing happened to Barney Sensei on the 2004 test, right? Test. We had no t-shirts. Why do we have specialized t-shirts? Matter of fact, on the video, that we're going to be watching here, the cover picture is BHT, and I said, there you go, baby. And so, in his master's level test, he created a logo, and he and I are oil and water at times, right? But we're like twins, and then we get butthurt with each other, which is a military term, not a gay term. Although it could be a gay Marine term. I'm not sure of that yet. Anyway, the butthurt twins was the theme for that. And your theme, I don't know, I saw your theme, you got a stencil out there. Did you do a combat drop? Okay, we're good to go then. So we got an airborne ranger, I mean like a real special forces guy, not a fucking Marine here, okay? Here we go.
He's short but special.
Yeah. So part of the logo they're going to put on a t-shirt is a parachute, right? Wings, and then there's a star. There's a star. I said, well, we can't do that unless he's had a combat drop. Mm-hmm. Now, I jump out of planes too, but I never had a combat. Well, a combat rappel. Does that count? Probably not. Anyway, probably not. That's
you can do it because you sent me a shotgun in the middle of the desert.
Yeah, well that's the story. And you lost my knife in somebody else's body. Some fucking Iraqi is buried with my knife.
Yeah, it was stuck in his femur.
Yeah, and then he went through the whole war to get on satellite telephones and call me. And, well, we got video with him with Ollie North.
Staff Sergeant Grant Smillie. I thought maybe it would be helpful because the vehicles that are moving behind us, moving into the attack, are some of his vehicles. He's from the 3rd Assault Amphibian Battalion, and he's here to give the lie to some of the stories that have been in the papers back there, Steve. Let me ask you, Staff Sergeant Smillie, have you guys been going hungry?
Absolutely not, sir. Every meal's a feast.
And tell me, have you gone thirsty?
Never. We have more water than what we can use at one sitting, sir.
And so have you run out of ammunition?
We can always use more, sir.
And you're going to have cause to use it. Now, these vehicles that are moving up behind us right now, part of an armored task force.
Yes, sir.
We're not allowed to say where they're going, but are they capable of handling the situation there in front of us?
Absolutely, sir. We've been pushing this vehicle to its max, and it's been making us happy every single day, sir.
How does that make you feel about your Marines back there, Steve?
It makes me feel a lot better because you're right. There have been some press accounts that the supply lines are all fouled up and we're not getting the supplies to the front.
Yeah.
You're telling us that the gravy train is open.
Steve, I'm not telling you that. The Marines are telling you that. I'm not putting generals on or talking heads or old retired farts. I'm putting the real guys on who are doing this stuff and who are out here fighting this war.
Speaking of those old retired farts,
let me just get...
you're retired, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm one of them. Yeah, I am. Listen, but you know what? Here's a true story, Edie. There's only 5 other people on the planet Earth I'd rather be with. I married one of them. She gave birth to the other 4, and after that, I like being with Marines.
We don't mind being jilted and put to the back of the list. But Colonel, let me ask you this. Colonel, what are the interactions with you and the other men like when you're starting to meet the Iraqi civilians? Because we hear it's getting better as you move north. Is that correct?
In fact, it has been. And of course, last hour we talked with one of the medical officers. In fact, the medical officer for the 5th Marine Regimental Combat Team. He treated a 4-year-old right here where I'm standing this morning. And now that they're going in the attack, they're meeting civilians who are giving information to the Marines as they go in the attack about where those weapons caches are, where those Republican Guards individuals are, where the fighters are who are going to oppose them. And so the best intelligence they're getting right now are coming not just from all of that wonderful intelligence the United States government can collect, but from Iraqi civilians who volunteer to people like Staff Sergeant Smillie right here.
You know, Ollie, during the CENTCOM briefing just about 30 minutes ago, General Brooks was talking about how about 100 locals have actually joined with special ops in attacking the Iraqi forces. You're talking about how some of the locals you've encountered want to give up information. Anybody actually want to pick up a rifle and go shooting at their Iraqi, the Iraqi regular army or the Republican Guard?
Well, look, there is right about 20 meters from where Staff Sergeant Smillie and I are standing. There's several folks from a special operations unit who we're not allowed to show you. We wouldn't want to do it to begin with. I mean, it would put them in jeopardy. They are working with individuals inside Iraq here. They've come back here to this forward outpost to get more food, more ammo, more resupplies, because the Marines are very well supplied. And they'll go back out and work with that internal resistance that is now giving us I think, better hope every day that Saddam's days are really numbered.
All right.
And now, Anjing Bonfa black belt tests are famous. We're on that topic, right? So Oliver North gets him. You might all remember when we first went after, the second time we went after Saddam, these guys went so fast they outran their supply lines,
Well,
right?
They attacked their supply lines.
And well, they outran them too.
Yeah.
And so one of the big things, Oliver, everything we heard here, including Fox News,
no water,
no food for our troops, no water, no food, right? Okay.
I
Now,
lost 40 pounds in 4 months. It was great.
yeah, no, it's the Marine diet plan. So all of a sudden, Grant Sensei shows up on freaking Fox News with Oliver North. Now,
full on brace.
yeah, well, also he looked like a goddamn turtle. We bought him a special collar, you know, bulletproof collar. They weren't issued. We had to buy them. So we got.
And a defender on my vest.
Oh yeah, that's a whole other story. So here he is. Here is Grant Sensei. I'm looking at fucking Fox News. Here's fucking Grant Sensei on Fox News. And Oliver North. And you're seeing Amtrak's in the background coming to the screeching halts, the tanks coming to the screeching halts, a lot of activity.
Yeah, we got contact in the middle of the interview.
Yeah, I'll play the chunk of video for them. But you know, here's an Anjing Bonfa black belt test at its finest. So Oliver North says to Grant Sensei, we hear you outran your lines like you don't have any water. Now Grant knows you don't bitch, right? I mean, if we just get on with it, we get through the black belt test, we're not going to bitch. He goes, oh no, sir, we have more water than I think we can drink all in one setting. Yeah, you had to think that one out. That's why I knew you were lying. You were making this shit up. I know that. And then he says, well, we heard you don't have any food. Every meal is a feast. Every meal is a feast.
Eat like a king, sir.
And he says, Oliver North turns to the camera and says, you know, hey, it sounds like we got him covered here with water and food. And one of the Fox people said, well, we heard you don't have that water and food. And Oliver North says, I'm not telling you to have water and food. Here's a Marine that's telling you that we have water and food. And it was all a fucking lie.
How about ammunition?
Oh, ammunition. Do you have enough? Ammunition.
We can always use more of that.
That's exactly what he told Oliver North.
That never happened.
And Oliver North says, yeah, and you're probably going to need it too. Yeah. Now, Oliver North picked up a weapon and fought side by side with you at not shortly thereafter, right?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Okay.
Yes, he was a non-combatant.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But that sounds plausible.
Yeah, exactly. These are our legacies. These are people that have been through this art, 25, you've been with me for over 25 years, right?
Yeah, since 1994.
Yeah, your sorry, lonely son of a bitch ass came in my dojo, and he wants to study, and he's been studying with ninjutsu guys, right? Kevin Millis, I think.
Yeah.
But he couldn't afford any schooling. I said, shut up. Here's your gi. Well, I can't afford that. I said, did I ask you whether you could afford it or not? That's the case.
On the line in 20 minutes.
That's right. But that's the case as senseis. You know who's inside. We got to get them out, right? You just know that. And you violate. I violated every good policy to ever know you, and I still love it, right? But this is the case when you look at somebody and you know who they are inside, but they don't even know who they are, and you got to get them out of that. And we've enjoyed. We had lots of ups and downs and lefts and rights, but
that's all part of training. Some of it hurts.
Yeah, that's probably true. And Grant Sensei said one of the most fabled parts of of any black belt test. Now you have to imagine what you're going to see part of it. I got my guys, and you start shooting at them. I'm yelling, get down. Orient yourself to the shooter. That's different. What's that mean? You want to orient your head or your feet towards the shooter because you have a smaller profile, right? Grant says, yelling down, get down. The rounds are going over his head. I'm shooting in the water. I'm shooting on the beach. I actually wanted to shoot some further, but Grant Sensei said, Sensei, don't shoot past this tree to the right. he gave me brackets, right? He tried to anyway.
Parameters.
And who the hell
Sector
says
fire.
alcohol and guns don't go well together? I don't know who said that's bullshit. That's bullshit. So in the middle of me shooting at them, rounds going over his head, goes, "Oh shoot, I'm not down," and he gets down. "Oh shoot, I'm not down." But here he was, aimlessly walking around. He knows I wouldn't shoot him, but you know, you never know. A round coming out could come down. But yeah, so legendary tests.
Straight line to the destination. So get out. I think it's 2.1 miles. So it should pretty much take us there. Watch for Coyote Holler and take a left after that.
Hands out in front of you. I'm gonna ask this one time and one time only. Does anyone have a weapon? What do you have? Where is it? What kind of knife is it? Anyone else? What do you have? Golden pocket knife? Where is it? Right pocket? Do you have anything else on you?
My cross, would you like to see it? I'm wearing it.
No. All of you stand up. Haharak, mupa halak grua. Sharmuta. Inshallah. Inshallah.
Put your hands that way, you can't hear. You deaf? Ask your question. You deaf? We had a few problems this morning, didn't we? Who's in charge of t-shirts?
No duty, sir.
You were in charge of t-shirts, Barney.
Yes, sir.
What happened with t-shirts?
Down. We mean down.
Let's see if we can get down quickly. Nice little attention gainer, huh?
Ears ringing?
That get your attention?
Yes, sir.
This is no game. You're being trained by one of the finest officers in the British SAS Army today.
Damn, I thought I got the job in
Major Brooks. Sir.
It's Major Brooks.
You can call me Major Brooks, or you can use my first name and call me Sir. Pain in your ass because I want to see your sorry ass if survived in any given situation. I have read the report on your work so far, and frankly, if Sensei wasn't such a forgiving person, you'd have all been in the ditch. Because your planning is nothing less than a total clusterfuck. I have never seen such poor planning. You're all intelligent people. You all have a mission in life. Sensei recognise that, otherwise you wouldn't be here. You are going to get some of the finest training you've ever had in your lives and will ever get in your lives. It's up to you whether you decide to assimilate it and make it happen, or whether you decide to behave like limp dicks and let it go past you. While you're under my information, And when I'm teaching you weapons handling, there's a couple of things I'm going to implant upon you now, and you can sleep on it if you get to sleep.
Concealment keeps you from being seen. Cover is protection, concealment obscures line of sight. And Sensei is saying you always orient yourself towards the shooter, which presents a smaller silhouette towards the shooter. So if you're laying flat, with your whole body towards him. So now, yeah, there you go. There you go. I'm not down. Where? Okay, you guys have that done? Drain that crap out. Drain that crap out. Should we dump it real quick? Dump it right now. Just dump it. Dump it. Okay, guys. We're gonna run up the rank order. You ready? You guys ready? Yeah. Okay, let's get in line. Keep in step. Right, one step. All clear. Clear. This one's tapered also. You know what? This door's gonna face it because this one is door on both sides. Sorry, since that's me busting. Guys, put your door uphill. Uphill? Uphill? Uphill. Fuck, where's the fucking instructions? Shit. Is that Clear? If he sees me, I'm down. Not clear. Here today, not clear. You should be running to those rocks. Fuck me.
What happened to the other set that we had?
So rounds are being fired, right? Bang, 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 you all get down. Well, we're not going to stop the entire everything because in battle, everybody's continuing to fire, right? Shake your head, yes. Okay, so we're down. Get up and move. Now, no, not you. Just some. Just some. Come to me. Down. And as he's moving, he should be looking for what? Two things.
Cover and concealment.
Cover and concealment. So he finds a rock. The furthest person back is now going to move, Barney. So he goes, and he's going to fly over there and find some cover and concealment or wherever. Now, Austin, what do you think you're going to do?
Cover and concealment over there.
Here's a little ditty I want you to think in your head as you're running. I'm up, he sees me, I'm down.
Man.
Legendary senseis. Matter of fact, that whole test, and that whole, well, there were three people on it. No, all you guys were on that test.
And then the guys got lost out in the middle of the desert, and then they thought it was a trick because they were freezing. They think it's a trick.
It wasn't the desert, it was the mountains.
It was the mountains, but
Simon.
It was Simon. It's a trick. It's a trick. Yeah, we can watch that. It's a trick.
Yeah, you're out there trying to call him in.
But Barney Sensei still is the only sensei that cheated on that test and got away with it, and I did not know it until years later. And he cheated with Larry Sensei's son. They're supposed to go out. They went out, came right back out in the tent with some beer and drank beer, and I did not know that they were not out there.
Oh, be damned.
We stealthed our way back into camp and stole beer and hung out at the... Actually, there was a shack. No, there was just like a abandoned barn kind of thing on the side.
Smiley Sensei, you taught us the difference between Conceal and cover.
Cover and concealment.
That's right.
Big difference.
Cover conceal.
He also taught us. He also taught us combat shooting.
Like, fuck that, we're gonna drink.
That's right.
He also taught us combat shooting. That was a really good class.
That was Chuckles and Brooksy
Yep.
and Smiley.
Yeah.
The stovepipe.
Yeah, that was Barney's weapon stovepipe.
I built those great PVC target things. These guys were such bad shots, they're blowing the goddamn
frames.
supports out.
You couldn't fucking hit the target.
Fucking next thing, the whole fucking target goes down.
So one of the things
That was a fun class.
one of the things that we did wrong, I did wrong, in our night ops, we had 3 different versions of the night ops that they were going out. Each team had something different they had to go do. And then I failed to make a recall notice. What signal do I give you when you're to be recalled? Time is over. I failed that. We're not having that problem on Saturday night. I figured that one out. So, so I sent Grant Sensei out to find the last remaining team that should be somewhere west of the airport runway. And so he's down there driving up and down, and he's got this blue bleeping, which I have, blue bleeping thing on the top of his freaking head, and and he's yelling, "Simon! Simon!" you know, and nothing. And then finally he hears Simon from the mountainside, "What? What?" you know. Now Simon's up there. Simon's a big boy. Oh my God, this guy's huge. You know, when he goes through the bushes get out of his way. He runs right over them. I mean, he's huge, right? So go ahead. Now, you can do the rock star. You can do the rock star, Grant Sensei, better than I can.
The rock star?
Yeah. You were out there like a concert yelling for Simon, and he was a rock star.
Oh, yeah.
And they finally come down to the barbed wire, and you go, "What? What?" And you said, it's over. Come on in. It's a trick. Sensei's going to kill us all. It's a trick. Anyway, it's a trick. It's a trick. Yep. So.
Oh, it was cold as shit too.
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
It snowed on us.
Snowed, rained,
sweet hell.
Damn.
That's pretty good. Keep it oriented right on target. Drop your next magazine into it. Slap it. Send it home. Boom, 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 boom. Right into it. Make sense? If you have a weapon.
Okay, night mission number 2. This is our area of operation down. We were actually down by these houses. You'll see a rally point in a minute. And you've seen the water is shooting. There's a rally point that just came up. The first concept was that they were going to sleep down at the end of the runway down there. Well, I didn't like that. And now I'm outlining the first area of operation. Now you see it there in a little bit more detail. That was the place where Carrie Sensei and Helene went. They had to do the whole track. The AO on the second side over here was Simon and 2 others. Matthias, I think, was with Simon as well. And then we had a speed team that actually had to cover the whole 2 areas. Of course, here in detail, we're seeing things up close. It's about 3/10 of a mile or so to the area, and this is the no-fly zone. So we couldn't go in this area. This was the red zone, and that was our beginning of our map anyway. The concept was...
I would say there, sir, it's cold and there's accumulation and it's icy content.
We were actually going to sneak up on them with a snowball and hit them with it. As they were calling our name. Because our orders were, yeah, we couldn't engage the enemy. But I was pretty impressed with these two guys. They really,
What are you doing?
Elliot and Clay. And he made me laugh. Cause he had a humble, I gave him a humble. And I had to adjust up and have on, hey, in case we engage anything just by accident, you know how to use that? You know, you show him how to use it. He's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. I was like, oh, never mind. Sure. How'd you do that? I was like, man, never mind. But anyway, but it was fun. It was a great experience.
You tell them about that body we saw?
That one. That was there. That was there. Yeah.
Donkeys.
Yeah, it's hat like quarter buried. We didn't have shells, but it was there.
What?
Are we supposed to see that?
Oh, thanks. Thanks.
But the coyotes.
Identifying is best.
The coyotes
Now I know
howling?
what my enemy is.
That was out of control.
The what?
Coyotes. Oh, they were howling big time.
They're partying.
Yeah.
I felt like I was communing with nature as part of the fellowship of the patient spirit.
That was yesterday.
We were communing with our
You know,
friends, the coyotes.
we're laying on the ground when you guys are doing the interrogation.
God bless
You know, we were feeling it. Weren't you feeling it, Brother Kerry Sensei?
I wasn't sure if that's what I was feeling or it was gas from all those cold beans we had at lunch. I was feeling something.
I have learned that that's not what to do.
Hunter-killer teams do not. Hey, Simon.
What is?
Hunter-killer teams. They don't wear these.
Why are you wearing it?
I thought it was.
not a dildo.
Unless you hear the cello.
I would, excuse me, being the only woman in.
I thought it was a helicopter.
Wait a minute, I can think of
Oh
lots
my
of
God, we had this one we were talking about earlier, we come up with on this rock. And so I said, okay, yeah, he's following me, so I said, okay, Mateus, you gotta go up this rock. This rock's like this, and he says, I can't get up. As you get up there, I'll push it. So I push, finally get him up there, and he's sitting there grabbing
He kept sliding. He's like, no, you can do it. I'm like, ah.
So he got up there, and so then he got up there, and there's a big old flag, one of these stupid plants we've been fighting all the time. I said, bend that son of a gun over here. And I grabbed the plant, and kind of hoist myself up, and then I grabbed his hand.
They got mosquitoes that
You know, that was like a mosquito on an elephant's ass. I mean, it just kept coming and coming.
And remember how we kept trying to go for the ledge, and then we'd get to the clearing, and it was even higher.
Yeah.
And then we'd get to the clearing,
See
and it was
the
even higher.
horizon up there.
It was like totally deceiving.
And you see all this, and you say, oh, the horizon's right there. And you get up there and you go, there's another goddamn rock in the horizon. I could never drive when we were going through that.
Oh, that was nothing like what we did.
No.
Nothing.
I mean, we gotta.
Myself and Aaron Sensei, we go out looking for him. And
Chef.
and Chef. Because he was our MVG guy. So what? I'm sorry.
Don't worry about
And he's a hungry bastard too. He says, "Can I get out? Can I get out?" No, stay with Master Porter. So we're walking around. Home in the whole area, I have a strobe light. A strobe light. No, really, a strobe light on my back.
Which kind of looks like a flashlight moving back and forth.
A strobe light.
Yeah.
White lights. A car going up and down.
Circles.
The lane.
Honky. I'm
blowing a whistle. It looked like a fucking docking concert. Simon! He was a celebrity. Meanwhile, subject named individual sitting on hilltop going, it's a trick.
To be fair,
it's a trick.
Simon
They're gonna kill us, I know it.
Simon said they're calling my
right thing.
He said they're calling my name. Can I answer?
They're calling my name. They're not in my bedroom.
Can I answer? And I said no. I said no.
I told him Elliot advised him against it.
Oh, man.
He said, can I answer? I said no.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It was you?
Yeah. I was like, they're trying to trick us.
That is too funny.
They're just trying to get us to give away where we are.
The story of you out. It's a trick.
And so then he calls out my name too.
So
I'm like, okay, maybe this is real.
an hour later,
okay,
we've got our border patrol agent over here, who's combing the land. We're looking for twigs, blades of grass that are like bent down.
Couldn't get it up.
Found where you guys dropped in.
And we're looking for any sign of Simon. It's like, where's Waldo? Where's Simon?
I was taught well by Sensei. Leave no track behind.
Finally, a light comes on, and he goes, "What?"
On the opposite end of where they're looking.
They're all the way up on this other side of this barbed wire fence.
On the other side of the road.
What? I'm right here. What? I got my card. I'm fine. So.
I took a snack.
I did.
I took a snack. What are you guys crying about?
Had jerky. I had everything.
I told you it was a trick, man. They got us now. We're fine.
I was he didn't find him. He said he like everywhere he walked there was a new trail.
Yeah.
We're like, hey, this trail wasn't here before.
Oh yeah, we're
trees falling down.
We walked all the way to the end of the runway,
Right there.
turned left, and just started going through the grass.
And you had to crawl through that manzanilla.
Barney all spooned up to conserve you.
Yeah, Barney didn't know anything about the snow. They were inside.
Yeah, they were all
We got killed early. We were the speed team.
Sensei, take me around the room. Who all's there?
Carrie Sensei,
Hey,
Sure.
Master Grant, Master Smiley.
Matthias Sensei, Barney Sensei, Larry Sensei, Olaf Wannabe Sensei, and Scott, our combat chef, is in the kitchen. That's who's here, and me, of course.
I think I remember Scott. Scott's been our combat chef before, hasn't he?
Yes, he has.
I remember.
Tirelessly our combat chef. Absolutely. Matter of fact,
Yeah, he helped us cook up some good tilapia.
yes, we had that on your master's test. We fished. Here.
That was more Derek.
That was Derek, but yeah.
And then Derek got
Well,
wasted.
I sure wish I was out there with you guys. I'm there with you in spirit. I looked over the schedule. It looks amazing.
Good, and I'm already late. You know, we're supposed to be doing weapon stuff now, and we're doing, it's my prerogative. I got the whistle around my neck, you know, so I'm fucking in charge. That's what's happening.
Well, I wanted to make sure I called and at least said hello and offered my spirit for the test. So
Well, good.
I love what you guys are doing, and Olaf, you're marrying into a family. This is not just a regular martial art. This is a family. So, and it's not easy. We bitch at each other. We fight with each other, but we have a powerful bond and love between all of us. So it's a brotherhood.
We'll do
And I'm
anything
glad that
for
you
you.
can be part of this.
You just
This
have
will
to
be a
show up.
legendary test for you. You'll never forget.
Yeah, thank you for calling in. I appreciate the words, and yeah, that I picked up on that the first time I got to participate in a test a couple years ago. So it was kind of an honor to be invited to become part of it.
And I understand from what Sensei's talking that you're a ranger.
I was, yep.
Good. No, once a ranger, always a ranger.
Yeah, once
Now,
upon a time.
Here's what's cool about this is that you're going to have a very particular set of skills. And see, Anjing Bonfan need guard because you take your already existing skills and you add to it, which makes this such a versatile art. Because each one of us come to the table with a certain set of skills, and then we come together as one just unbreakable chain. You know, you turn Master Alquist loose with a freaking blowgun and forget it. Bodies are dropping.
Yeah.
And if you give Sensei a thimble and a freaking rubber band, he'll make a rocket.
Right.
So, you know, and Carrie Sensei can catch elephants in his freaking traps. So, I mean, skills that you've learned in the military and add Anjing Bon Fa to it, and it's going to become a very, very wonderful, powerful skill for you. That's going to go on and teach other legendary senseis. I'm glad you can be part of it.
Thank you.
So, and thank everybody for their service. Happy early Veterans Day. I'll be out of pocket, but just thank you all for your service to our country and for my freedom.
By the way, thank you for that, and I would be remiss if I didn't give you a message from Crompton. Hi, Cupcake.
Oh boy, yeah. I took a camera right before I called in, so it's lighter now.
Let's see what the other thing I said.
Oh god, I saw beer can class on there, and I went, oh my god, what a fun class.
Now, be careful because Olaf, wannabe sensei, doesn't know the schedule, so don't spoil my surprise.
Oh, very well. Very well.
Yes.
Yep.
It's another rite of passage, my friend. Yes.
So, okay, yeah. Well, he hasn't a passport. Some of the other foreign countries he's been dropped in either. So, it'll be. What are you giving him 24 hours to get back in country this year?
Yeah, we're not going out of country, but.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah. That's him. Cool. Yeah. So, all right, Grant Sensei. Thanks for the call, buddy. You're welcome to keep listening to where we're going if you want to, or hang up, whatever. You know.
Good deal. Hey, love you guys. Take care. Be safe. Have fun.
Thank you, Grant.
Smiley out.
Thank you.
Okay. So you can gather these black belt tests are really cool. Every black belt you ever do has to be in the same vein of something really different, something they can brag about. Oh, it was so tough. It was so this, so that, and half of your mastery is creating new black belt tests. I mean, has there ever been one the same ever? No. No. That's the challenge. But that's also the challenge as a sensei. The class you taught yesterday, and you're going to teach today, has to be better than the one you taught last time. Same thing is true for the black belt test. So you'll get a hold of that. So now we'll watch this, and I think it exemplifies what this is all about. And we should get back to Don't Shoot the Indian on the Moped. Up on the website, warriorsway.com, under the members section, so you can download them, print them, and make your own book and put them in a spiral binder.